Hello friends, in today's video we are going to answer the question, does wave 5 always have to extend beyond wave 3? So when counting Elliott waves, lot of traders assume that wave 5 will always go beyond wave 3. So this is how a typical motive waves looks like, and lot of traders have this misconception that this wave 5 will always go beyond wave 3. So this is an uptrend even if we are considering a downtrend. So the same thing will be like this. So here the assumption will be that wave 5 will always go below wave 3, and in an uptrend the assumption is, or the misconception is that wave 5 will always go above wave 3 in an uptrend. So first of all, is that valid? Is this what happens? So yes, so most of the times, in fact, like majority of time, this is what the case is. So if you pick any chart and you do wave counting, for example this one, here you can see this is wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and fifth is going on, and fifth has already gone beyond wave 3. And even if you see this minor count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, here also you can see that wave 3 is here, wave 5 is here, so wave 5 has actually gone beyond wave 3, right? But there are certain cases where wave 5 may not actually go beyond, which wave 5 might be around same level or even at a lower level than wave 3. So this is in an uptrend, and in case of a downtrend it could probably look like this. So what exactly is this and how do we identify this? So first of all, when this happens, this is called truncation of wave 5. But how do we know like it's a truncation and not like this is not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, instead this is something like maybe ABC or WXY. So to identify the truncation correctly, we need to understand that this wave 5 has to be a valid motive wave. So if you remember from one of our previous videos, I mentioned there are two type of motive waves. One is the impulse. Impulse is essentially, let me draw it here. Impulse is something like this, which follow the classical Elliott wave rules that 2 does not retrace beyond starting or origin of wave 1, wave 4 and wave 5 do not overlap, wave 3 is never the shortest, and this is how a typical impulse look like. And then we had another case of diagonals, so where wave 1 and 4 might overlap, something like this, right? So there are two type of diagonals, leading and ending diagonals. So if this fifth is one of impulse or a diagonal, then this is a case of a truncation. So how does this truncation typically looks like in real world? So here I have this chart. You can see this wave here. So this is like 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And if you will notice here, the wave 3 high, this is higher than the wave 5th high. So this is a case of a truncation where wave 5 actually ended lower than wave 3, and this typically happens in an uptrend. This happens when there is a lot of selling pressure or the trend is exhausting. So the wave 5 failed to actually kind of go beyond wave 3, and you can see here after this the wave 5 was shorter, and then there was a kind of significant down move. So this is more than I think 78%, which is like one of the highest retracement cases, right? So now you might be wondering that this does not look like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is like 3, 1 is 3, and even the third wave is 1, 3 of 3. So this is because we are looking at a monthly chart. If I drill down to a shorter time frame, this is, yeah. So if I go to weekly, here you can see this counts more correctly or more clearly. So yeah, so this is the one, this is the wave 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5th. So let me highlight it so there is no confusion. So this is the wave we are talking about, and here you can see the wave 5th is lower than wave 3, and within wave 1 we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABC correction in 2, and then in 3 we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Within 3 we can see subdivisions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So wave 3 is also subdivided, and wave 5, and then we have a correction in case of a WXY because this looks like some kind of corrective pattern, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these counts again you might look like this is a 3 wave, but you have to go to daily way to count these things correctly. And if I do that, then you will see that wave 5 is actually an ending diagonal here. So we talked about ending diagonals in one of the previous videos. So here it's the same thing, like same wave. Wave 3rd is shorter than wave 5. So but this wave 5 is actually a valid impulse. So that's why it's a case of truncation. And if it was not a valid impulse, or not a valid motive wave, sorry, I meant motive wave, not in this case this is impulse. So but from conceptual perspective it has to be a valid motive wave. It could be impulse, it could be a diagonal, right? So in this case this is an impulse, but for truncation to be valid, wave 5th has to be a valid motive wave, right? In this case this is a valid motive wave, so that's why we know that this is a case of truncation. And let me go back to monthly chart, and if this was not really a valid motive wave, then in that case this whole thing would have been 3-wave rise, and then we would have been looking it in a corrective fashion. So it could have been like WXY W and then ABC, or WXY X WXY, something like that. So we will count it differently. So why this is important to understand whether truncation is a valid truncation or not, because if you do not identify it correctly, you will end up counting the future moves incorrectly, and you will basically kind of end up going wrong in your trades because your counts will not be correct. So that's why it's important that you pay attention to how you are counting, and especially these kind of rare scenarios like truncations, because they do not happen often, but they do happen, and you will keep encountering them every now and then. So make sure you understand the case of truncation so you count the waves correctly. So that's all for this video. If you have any doubts on this, please let me know through comments, so I will try to clarify. And if you like what I'm doing here, please do like and subscribe to the channel. Once again, thank you for watching.